All right. Do you have some debt that you want to eliminate? We're going to talk about 3 effective ways to eliminate your debt. Before we dive into that, though, I do want to quickly introduce myself if we have not met before. Hi, my name is Aimee Circa. I am the money confidence coach and founder of Money Masters Inner Circle. So, as a money confidence coach, I help women to ditch financial stress and guilt by equipping them to master their money. This provides a solid financial security to be prepared for the future, designing more options to spend more time with your loved ones and the other priorities, think charitable contributions, those things that you want to do more for, skills to multiply your income and create a healthy relationship with money that feels aligned with your personal values. We've done this from going from food stamps and SSI, which is a form of Social Security disability, WIC, and now we've increased our income by over $175,000 in I don't remember the time frame now, but the point is it's not about overnight success. This is about principles that actually work, and we're going to get into that today while we talk about 3 effective ways to eliminate your debt. Let's get to it, okay? 3 effective ways to pay off your debt. The first one is going to be debt, like a debt payoff roll down. For most of the clients that we work with or that I work with, this is the one that we recommend because you see traction faster with this one, okay? So the way the debt payoff roll down works is simply you start, you list out your debts in order of smallest to largest. Okay. So the smallest amount, let's say you only owe $200 on one versus $20,000 on something else. Okay. In that order, and you start with the smallest one. When you pay that one off, you take the minimum monthly payment you were paying on that one, roll it down, add it to the next smallest payment. There we go. I can do this in the correct order. And you work your way down. And as you pay off the debt, you have more money to put towards the debt payment as you're paying off the larger amounts. Works well. There are a couple quick notes in there. We talk all about this inside the bonus, inside Budgeting Simplified, where we share the smart debt payoff strategies. But debt payoff roll down, pretty simple. Really the best way to get fast momentum, because as you pay off the smaller debts first, you're going to see those progress and you're going to see those wins, which will inspire you to keep going. Okay. The second one is going to be utilizing a debt avalanche strategy. Now, this one does work as well. They all work. It's just which one works for you. There are different strategies out there. Okay. So the debt avalanche, the way that you start with the debt avalanche is you basically do the opposite. Kind of. You start with the highest interest rate, whichever debt payoff or debt account, creditor account, there we go, has the highest interest rate, and you focus on paying that one off first, and then slowly work your way down. Now, there's a couple times that I tweak this inside the debt payoff roll down strategy, but again, we get into that inside Budgeting Simplified. I don't have time to go into all of that today. But with the debt avalanche, you are making the fastest progress with your interest and not spending as much on interest each and every month. But oftentimes it's slower to see the actual progress on your debt. It's something to think about. You can try them out. There are pros and cons, of course, to both strategies, and it's really going to depend on your personality and your specific goals at the moment. Between those two, which one works better? Okay. So that was the second effective debt payoff strategy, was a debt avalanche. The third one is going to be, I've got 4 on my list here. I lied, you get a bonus. Okay, so the third one here is going to be debt consolidation. So we're going to start off with, I do not recommend debt consolidation for most everybody. If we have to give a blanket answer, finances are different. Each one of us has our personalized situation, and that's why I work with people, to give you a personalized recommendation. But as an overall picture, I don't recommend debt consolidation. The reason for that is, how many times have we done the debt consolidation, then you have the credit available, but the habits and the actions that we took to get into this circumstance hasn't changed. So in 5 to 7 years, you end up back in the same place again because you opened that door and the habits actually haven't changed. If you're going to do that, there's a couple flags or a couple things that I would do to make sure like you can be successful with it. The first thing is making sure you have an accountability system, working with a coach, somebody who can hold you accountable and not like, hey, look, we don't need to be spending like this because this is why we needed to change it. The second reason why I might go ahead with it, if you're in the middle of a crisis, and it's more about like just being able to pay your bills as opposed to actually wanting to pay off debt, which again is a little bit of a different scenario. um those are the two things that one thing that I would do if you're going to do the debt consolidation, and one thing that would be like, okay, yeah, I can understand doing the debt consolidation, it would make sense. But again, this is a personalized situation, so if we're looking at it overall, my recommendation is no, but it can be a way to pay off debt. So I wanted to include it for you today. So debt consolidation. Little warning on that one, but it can be an effective way to pay off debt. Okay, so the fourth one, which is apparently a bonus, is doing a balance transfer. Now, as you can imagine, there's a little bit of warnings on this one as well, because we can like just rob Peter to pay Paul and get like all the disciples involved, and we're not really making progress with our debt. But if you're disciplined enough, going back to we got to create the new habits, which again is recommended to have an accountability system, which is why we work with people to help them actually do this. Because I can sit here and tell you what to do, which is great, but I know it's not actually going to happen until you take the action. And we need to take the action with people to a support team. So if it's not me, fine, but have a support team to help you when you make these choices and you make these decisions to move forward, because it's not all going to be easy. There's going to be stuff that comes up. But if you do a balance transfer, a lot of times credit cards will offer that for you, like interest free for 12 months or something like that. Then you work to pay off that credit card during those 12 months. Check the offer that you receive, because sometimes if you don't pay it off within that 12 months, they add all the back interest, and we definitely don't want that to happen. So if that's the case, you either need to guarantee you can pay it off in the 12 months or don't utilize that offer, find a different one. But it's the same type thing. You'd be kind of deferring interest for those 12 months or however long they give you that offer for. And during that time frame, like more of your money is actually going to pay off debt. So that can be an effective way to help you eliminate debt. So really that can be used in combination with either the debt rolldown method or the debt avalanche method to really maximize the use of your money when you are aiming to pay off debt. Quick note though, if you've heard me speak before, we've talked about that I don't recommend that you focus on paying off debt like as a focus, okay? And if you haven't heard this, the reason for this, there's a lot of mindset, and what we're focusing on, what we're attracting, it falls into this. Okay. So if you're focusing on debt, it is a negative thing. Debt in and of itself is like a negative thing, like negative, literally. But when we switch our focus and focus on our net worth, it's game changing. If you have questions on that, let's drop net worth in the comments, and I'll link to another resource there for you to help you, where we explain why we need to focus on our net worth as opposed to our debt payoff strategy. But that does not mean that we are not paying off our debt. It is just not the ultimate focus that we are focusing on. Okay. So that is why this is important, because we do need to have a strategy. Again, it's about smart money strategies, doing the most with our money by being smart with it. Okay. So have a strategy to pay off your debt. There was 3, really 4 effective ways there that you can pay off your debt, eliminate your debt faster so that you can do more with your money. Okay. Before we quickly recap, if you are thinking, okay, this sounds great and all, but I really wish I had more money to be able to apply towards my debt, like to knock it out faster, right? Doesn't that sound better? Then the Budget Makeover Guide is designed to help you out, and it is newly updated. So there are now actually 8 different tips on there to help you find the extra that's hiding in your existing bank account. You don't even know it's there. It's just hiding. Now, the average person finds $250, and that was before we updated it and added more resources inside. So I can't wait to hear how much you're able to find when you check out the Budget Makeover Guide, okay? So if you would like the Budget Makeover Guide, drop budget in the comments, and I will make sure to get that resource for you so you can find that extra money hiding in your bank account starting today. No additional income required, and you've got more money to throw at your debt to eliminate it for good. Get rid of that financial stress. So let's quickly recap. We had those 4 effective ways to eliminate your debt. The first was the debt payoff via debt roll down method, which is the one that we recommend for most of my clients. The second one was the debt avalanche method. The third was utilizing debt consolidation. And then the fourth was utilizing a balance transfer on a credit card. Now, if you're tuned in late, the third and the fourth one did have warnings on them. So make sure to rewatch it so you know you can make those decisions with knowing what's best for you and your family, because I definitely want to make sure you're doing the things that you need to get rid of that financial stress for good and make those smart money moves so that you have your financial dreams that you've always been working towards. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, as always, drop them in the comments. I will make sure to come back and answer them, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.